Hi everyone, welcome to Science at Home with Orangeville Public Library and TD Summer Reading Club. My name is Allison and I'm so excited to share this fun activity with you all today. This activity is brought to you by the Engineering Science Quest program at the University of Waterloo. Today we will be making our very own mixture to blow bubbles with. I hope you'll all follow along. There'll be a list in the description of all the supplies that you'll need. They're all very simple and things that you probably already have at home. So let's get started. Alright, so there's a few different supplies that you will need to make your own bubble mixture at home. The first thing you'll need is 2 tablespoons of dish soap, any kind will do. The next thing you'll need is a cup of water, which we'll be measuring with our measuring cup. You'll need a bowl to mix this all together in, and then a spoon to mix it up with, and finally, we'll be using pipe cleaners as our bubble wands. So let's get started. So first, we're going to pour a cup of water into our measuring cup. You want to make sure it goes right to the top, and then carefully we're going to pour that into our bowl. And then the next thing we're going to do is measure out 2 tablespoons of dish soap. So let's see, we'll get it all filled to the top. So there's 1, pour that in, make sure you get it all off of your measuring cup, and then we'll do 2. There's 2. Shake it all off again. Alright, so then once you've mixed those together, the next thing you want to do is get your spoon and give them a really good mix to make sure that everything is all mixed up together. And now while you're mixing, I want to read you a couple of facts about bubbles and what makes them stick together. Okay, so keep mixing your bubbles. So surface tension is the force which keeps molecules together. So this is what makes your bubbles stay together. Bubbles always end up in a round shape because the molecules like to spread out as far as possible. So if you ever think about when you've blown a bubble and it's gotten really big, that's something you can think about. Bubbles pop because our hands are what's called hydrophilic, which means water molecules like to be on our hands. So when we touch a bubble, the water in the bubble mixture would rather be on our hands, and that's why it pops and clings to us. So we're going to test all of those things out when we finally blow our bubbles. So it looks like my mixture is nice and mixed up here. Hope yours is too. So the final step is we're going to take our pipe cleaners and make them into bubble wands. So you can do this a couple of different ways. I'm going to make a few different shapes. So for my first one, I'm going to make a circle. So see, I'm rounding it into a circle and then twisting it off here. And then you have a nice bubble wand. So there's one with a circle. Let's try a square. So this one's a little more tricky. You have to bend the corners. Just like that. It's a little bit more like a rectangle, but that should still work. And we're going to twist it off. Like that. So now we have a square. And for the last one, I'm going to try and make 2 circles here. So here's one circle, like that. And then let's try and make another one and see what happens. Alright, see, this one has 2 circles. Alright, so now that we have our 3 different kinds of bubble wands, it's time to test them out. So I think first I'll try my circle one. So what you want to do is you have your mixture in front of you and you just gently lay it down so that the circle part is in the mixture and you're getting all those bubbles on there. So make sure it's nice and covered, and then I'm going to gently bring it up and try to blow and see what happens. Right. I saw one bubble, but then it popped. So let's see if we can get some more. I saw 5 before they all popped. And remember what I said about surface tension, so when they hit something else, that's what makes them want to pop. Let's try one more time with this one. And that was a really big one. Alright, let's try with some other shapes. Let's try the square one. I want you to see if the bubble comes out in a square or if it makes another shape. So I saw a circle come out. Did you see that? Let's try again. And it was a circle again, even though it was a square, so isn't that neat? And let's try our last one that has 2 circles on it. Let's see if we can make lots of bubbles at once. Oh, that one was only 1, but let's try again. Oh, I got a few out of that one, and it just popped on the table there. Alright, so that's all for today's activity. Thank you for joining me. I hope you had as much fun as I did playing with bubbles. Before I go, I have a couple of books that if this was something you're interested in, maybe you would like to take a look at. So this book here is called Backyard Physics Experiments, and it is by Alex Wood, and it's a book that we have at the library, and it has a bunch of fun little experiments that you can do, so be sure to take a look at that if you're interested. And then the other one we have is Mixing and Separating Materials in My Makerspace by Rebecca Songer. So this is another one with some fun experiments to learn about science and different things, so be sure to check that one out too. And if you have any comments, or if you want to share any pictures of your bubble wands or of yourself doing this experiment, I'll put the information in the description box for where you can submit that to. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.